Just want to say condolences to the Dallas Cowboys organization. They just lost somebody. I saw that earlier today, and that's a tough deal. And whatever happened, hopefully it's Godspeed and good luck to those guys. And just want to say that really quick. So yeah, hope you guys are doing good though. Happy Thursday. Thursday, right? Yeah, sorry, Thursday.
Tough pivot on the topic. So
Yeah.
respectfully, what do you see from the Buccaneers special teams?
Again, T-Mac's been there second year. He was with the Giants for a while. And again, I say this every week, I feel like, but as just a guy who's been in the league for a long time and been very consistent and doing good things. He's got a good group that's playing really hard right now. A really, really good returner in number 19, another returner number 44. Riley Dixon's been in there for a minute. I coached him in LA. He's a really good punter in this league. Snapper's doing a good job getting better week to week. They got good core guys that play hard, number 98. Just all around, again, a consistent team, a winning football team that does good things. They keep them in games. They make plays when they need to in the return game. And that's helped them so far. And it's going to be a tough outing out there in Tampa. We're working right now to have a great game against those guys.
You kind of mentioned him in there, but Cameron Johnson, their punt returners, had a couple of big returns this year. What makes him and that unit as a whole effective?
He's got juice, man. He catches it. He's not scared to catch it and go. Like that's his thing. He's going to catch it. He's going to go. He's electric. He's looking to score every time he touches the ball. The guy's got a really good contact balance for his size. Breaks tackles, runs off arm tackles. The guy's just fearless, man. Those guys like that, man, they scare you because they're trying to make a play, and it doesn't matter if it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter. They're down. We always got to be on high alert to cover well and play with our details in that aspect.
Jeremy, last week you guys win, of course, by a point. The guy that you coached, however, during training camp, you understand how fragile the situation is for anybody in this league. And he misses a kick, and then he's out of a job a couple of days later. Can you speak to just the reality for specialists, people in the profession? It's one play.
Yeah, it's special teams, man. We're judged on this in this phase of the game. We are judged on one plays. Whether coaching it, playing it, we get a fourth down to go do it, and that's the reality of what we chose to do in our profession. And I don't think any of us, including kickers and punters and long snappers and the guys that are on teams, take that lightly. So you got to go out there and you got to execute every single time you're on the field. And when you don't, sure enough, the fire's coming at you, from all ends. And that's why every time we're out the field, if we make one mistake in a game, it's hard for me to sleep the next couple of days just because, you put so much effort into it. I know every player does, and they don't want to go out there and mess up. They don't want to go out there and miss an extra point or a field goal or get a punt blocked or whatever it may be. But those are the things you got to learn from, grow from, and hopefully get another opportunity somewhere else and then make the most of that.
How easy is that for you to use as an example? Just the small details matter so much.
I feel like I think in any game on special teams in the NFL, you can always find one or two plays you can learn from. And every time you play, you might be great in three phases, and the other phase you got your butt kicked, and it's like, all right, it humbles you every time. So there's never a perfect game in my opinion, and it's like, how can you grow from the one plays? And that's a perfect example. Like you just never can take a play off at this league, because again, that could be the one point that gets the team back in the game. At the end of the fourth quarter or at the start of the third quarter, that one penalty that gets the team back in the game because you start a long drive. So we're always trying to learn from it, trying to get better and better week to week. And again, NFL, just the season's kind of starting right now. We're in the middle of November. It's getting started now. The real football, week to week, gets better and better, and teams get better, and you got more film on you. So those are when you start getting exposed in certain areas. So we're just trying to learn from it, grow from it, and be the best that we can.
Be curious to get your take on how Pittsburgh's approach to the kickoff has kind of resonated with maybe some other teams throughout.
I think most teams had that kind of that play doesn't happen much at the 50-yard line. I think most teams already know the rule of kick it out of bounds. Indianapolis did earlier in the year and went to the 25. So I think that was already kind of a thing. Now, if you feel really good about putting the ball on the ground in that area, well, then you try it out and see what happens. But if you don't, then put it out of bounds and go to the 25. Save 5 yards of field position. So it's a smart play. Again, Danny Smith does a great job over there, so wasn't surprised.
This was in on a few tackles last week. I think he had another one the week before. What have you seen him as a coverage player, and what's made him stand out?
I love Terrell, man. He just plays hard, man. He's a lot stronger. He looks strong, but his play strength is really, really like he puts his hands on you, and you're flying. And so he just does a good job of just getting off blocks, engaging. He's fearless. And a lot of times on special teams, right, it's about your one-on-one matchup, and he kind of just destroys his one-on-one matchups. That's what he does, and he goes and makes plays. So not a lot of coaching in my end. It's just him playing strong and fast and physical and just understanding the assignment and going out and doing it.
What do you see from Efton on the kickoff returns?
He's a smart player, man. What I love about Efton is he's going to run where the guys ain't. He's going to do it as fast as he can and try to run through arm tackles, and he's a fearless guy. And that's what you need back there. You need a guy that's fearless. He's got some good vision, and he's going to make great decisions. And if we can clean up some things up front, penalty-wise or whatever not, he'll continue to progress and get better. And, I mean, he's out there early practice, and we're working with him, and we're working with all the guys that we have each week, depending on who's up, who's down, and who the 48 is going to be. And we're just kind of preparing that way. And as you get progressing the season, it gets colder, balls are going to be looking different in the air, and you want guys back there that can make great decisions.
On that topic, I think it was the first kickoff of the game. Was that a touchback? The last one?
Yeah. They took a knee.
Is that the decision making that you're talking about?
Yeah.
'Cause
It's like right there on the verge of if he's got 1 foot inbounds or 1 foot out of bounds. I mean, 1 foot in the end zone out, and he's got to take it out. So it's just those decisions right there of like understanding where he's at in the field. Those are hard to make whenever you're like at the 1 yard line. So those are just, like I said, you said the drive at the 35-yard line just because of that. It's a great decision by Efton right there.
And how much of that, too, comes from the person who's back that week?
Yeah, a lot too as well. Those guys have to work together all week. Whoever the two are back there throughout the week, they're working together, communicating in practice. We'll do it today with those guys, and those guys got to help those guys make a decision because you're running back to catch a ball. You don't kind of know where you're at, and those guys can help you tremendously in that aspect.
last week we talked about Kyrus in that role in the field goal unit.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, was Corey like jealous, and did he come to you and be like, put me on the other side?
I just think we got a really unselfish team, a team that understands that like that's a big part of this team, the field goal team. In order to win football games, tight football games, we need all that we can handle. Week to week is different, right? You got injuries, you got new guys in, new guys out, and you're having to search around for bigger bodies, longer bodies that can play that unit because you can't just put someone that doesn't have size or length there. And 94, Corey just said, you know what, I can do it, and we filled him in, got him coached up, and he went in there and did it. So that's unselfish right there because that you're not going to get called out for anything there, but that's the type of players we have on this team right now that are bought into the culture and what we're trying to preach.
To the inexperienced guy, it can be tough to see how someone like a punter has developed in their career. So I'm curious, outside of just looking at the numbers, how have you seen Bryce kind of grow over the time that you've worked together?
Man, I just, with young guys, they want to kick all the time. They want to overthink things. And I think with Bryce, even throughout the season so far, I've just taken some of the coaching from Tom Quinn or Vrabel, just like understanding things that we need to do as we progress in the season, whether that's shortening our steps up, getting the ball out quicker, having a faster operation, understanding where our strengths and our weaknesses are as a team, and make sure that we play to that strength there with him punting the ball. And I think he continues to work at that. And it's good to have him in there and just truly trying to listen to what we're trying to coach him up on. And he's trying to take that in. And week to week, he's doing a good job. And we just got to get him down, playing at a consistent basis, which we are. And I'm excited to see how he progresses when the real football season starts here.
And when it comes to what kind of punt is needed in certain situations, is that something that you have conversations with beforehand?
Yes. Yeah, that's pregame and that's during the game. Like all situational stuff, like at the 50, at the -20, we're down, we're up in the game. It's late in the fourth quarter. That's all discussed on the sideline, and he goes out there and executes right there. It's not. I'm usually not the final judgment. I kind of let him roll, but we still have dialogue between it because I want him to feel comfortable when we go out there as well.
Along those lines, we hear the term out-kicking your coverage, right? But he's really let some rip this year, especially in recent weeks. Is that about, the faith in Schooler and those guys?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when that happens, we tell him to go flip the field, and our guys go out there and execute like they did in the fourth quarter last week. And, props to him for having a big leg. Props to Schooler and those guys going out and covering. Ashby, Casey, Tavai, Tay, all the guys that are running that play that made that ball expand. That's just a credit to all those guys, playing off in the fourth quarter and trying to get the ball and flip the field and create a long field for our defense right there. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.